This is healing, then it began.
Well, hello there. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Steph Corder. I am a faith-based fitness content lifestyle creator. Still working on that tagline. If you have any suggestions, let me know. But I'm so happy that you are here. It is Vlogmas. This video is Vlogmas day 2. I'm doing 12 days of Vlogmas, so this is the second video. It is going to be a chit-chat, get ready with me, all about the faith it till you make it mindset. It was just perfect timing that I got my Faith It Till You Make It sweatshirt in the mail. This is merch that I created. I'm so happy about it. So I will leave the QR code on the screen. I have sweatshirts and 2 colors, t-shirts, a Stanley tumbler, there's a little wallet, and mugs in 2 different sizes. So if you do the protein coffee, definitely get the bigger size, but I'll leave it on the screen. Depending on when you're watching this, you could probably place an order and still get stuff for Christmas. Today is December 3rd. So yeah, let's hop into it. I wanted to do this video, a casual, quick video. I have to do a few videos because I'm doing Vlogmas, like I said. So let's start there. Vlogmas, every video is a different giveaway. So if you comment on each video, you will be entered into the giveaway. You've got to like the video, comment on it. You can put, something you learned from the video, an emoji, anything. Just make sure you comment on the video and make sure you're a subscriber of my channel, and that's it. You'll be entered to win a giveaway. So if you do that on every video, you've got 12 chances of winning prizes. So let's hop into it. I'm going to try to film 3 videos today, including this one. Super pro tip for those small business owners or people, content creators, right? Batching and habit stacking are gonna be your lifesaver. I don't plan on filming a video every single day. I'm gonna batch. So today I'm gonna get 3 videos done, and that will buy me some time to then batch some more videos. So batching content basically just means you're gonna film it in a chunk of time. Give yourself an hour, film 3 videos or a bunch of reels or whatever it is. Obviously, and I will do a whole video on like how I create content, how I plan it and all that. But if you've got the ideas and everything planned out, just batch it in one day. It's a little time-saving hack. All right, let's get into it. I will link all the products I use below. This is gonna be a super quick beat, as they say. I just want to put a little bit of makeup on and talk to you guys about the Faith It Till You Make It mindset and how to practice gratitude, especially this time of year, and how some strategies I use on the tough days. Let's do some primer. Like I said, I'm gonna link all the products I'm using below. They're all like from Amazon, super like affordable drugstore brands, but I'm using the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. So the first thing I want to point out is, when it comes to Faith It Till You Make It mindset and stuff, like, first of all, you gotta be honest with yourself. Like, you're not always gonna be motivated, you may not always be disciplined, right? Like, you have to, we're human, right? Like, we have to kind of find ways, and for me a big way is finding scripture that kind of ties back to my goals. I'm putting this primer just basically on my T-zone, like the spots that got, like, I have oily, acne prone skin, and I actually have a pimple right there, so I want to make sure that my foundation stays. So in Hebrews chapter 11, verse 1, I'm going to read it so that I don't mess it up. Now, faith is confidence in what we hope for and assurance about what we do not see. That is the first thing. Faith is like the wind, like air, like gravity, right? Like, we know it's there. Like, we have proof that it's there, but we're never going to be able to like see it, right? It's not tangible. And sometimes, actually most of the time, that's the hardest part about having a faith it mindset, right? Like, I don't like the fake it till you make it. I don't think that leaning into the fact that you are quote unquote faking it helps anybody, right? Like, you're not faking it. You may not have the skills you need yet, but you will. And you have faith that you will. So that's why it's a faith it till you make it mindset. And like the scripture says, right? Faith is confidence in what we hope for. Like, we are confident that, and the Bible tells us plenty of times that if you pray specific prayers, expectant prayers, God will answer your prayers. Not always in the way that we expect. That's a topic for a different story. But the faith that he will come through for us in the way that is in his plan for our good is true. That is biblical. Like me, and you are an ambitious person, right? You have a lot of goals. Pro tip, when you want your makeup, your foundation to stay, don't swipe it, like press it into your skin. There's a lot of things that like I have goals about, and that I'm super grateful for the life that I have and the answered prayers. But that doesn't take away from the fact that I also have other things that I still have prayers about, that I still want, and pray for and still want answered. And that's where the faith comes in. Like we know that it's uncertain. We can resign ourselves to that. So once you resign yourself to the fact that you're not going to be always sure of where you're going to end up, you can rest easy and have faith. God's got you. All right. He's got a wonderful plan. Jeremiah 29:11. That is my life verse. For I know the plans I have for you, plans for you to prosper, for your good. Like he's got plans for you. So why not have the faith that is going to come through? Okay. Now, I'm gonna do my eyebrows off camera because I just can't use the lens. I'm using the Maybelline Total Temptation eyebrow. Again, I'm gonna link everything I'm using below. I put my little lip stuff on. This is the Laneige lip mask. It's supposed to be for sleep, but I use it multiple times a day. This stuff is pricey, but I literally bought this over a year ago and I'm just now like halfway through it. So definitely worth the money. You're probably saying, Steph, that's great. Like I have a lot of faith and I'm prayer when things are good, but like I have bad days and it's now winter time. I live in the Northeast. It literally dropped like 50 degrees overnight. It is miserable and dark here right now. So I get it. I also have not shied away from, and maybe I'll link the video below where I talk about my mental health issues. I have had seasons of clinical depression, like couldn't get off the couch. So I know that it is way easier to have faith, and the faith until you make it mantra when things are going great. I get that. Again, I turn to scripture. Lately, I've been doing my concealer with a brush instead of a sponge, and I feel like it just stays longer. But James chapter 1 verses 3-4. This is the NIV version, by the way, that I'm reading from. I know there's different Bible translations. Side pro tip, when you're reading the Bible, find a translation that works for you, whether that's NIV or KJV or CSV, whatever, there's different versions and the English is just in different ways. But James chapter 1 verses 3-4, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance, let perseverance finish its work so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything. So you have to flip your mindset. First of all, when you have challenges and you feel like you're in a season of like just getting bombarded and it's just like one thing after another, the car breaks down, you get sick, whatever it is, right? You have really like just things are coming at you. It's because you're on the cusp of something, okay? The devil isn't going to bother you or bother with like putting effort into making you have issues if you're living in the dark, right? Like if you're not living in a godly way, he doesn't need to attack you because you're already far from God, right? Like you're already like doing what you're not supposed to be doing, hanging out with people you're not supposed to be doing, having a lazy spirit, all that kind of stuff. Like he's good with that. But when you start getting closer to God and you start getting closer to your calling and to the things that God has for you, that is when you're going to get bombarded with a ton of spiritual warfare, okay? Like I said, it could be physical things. The car breaks down, you get sick. It could be mental, like you're not good enough thoughts or imposter syndrome or whatever it is. So when that happens, you have to think about it and say, this is happening because I'm on the cusp of something good. Something good is about to happen and the devil doesn't want that to happen. So I'm going to persevere because one, that I'm honored that God has chosen me for this mission. The harder it is, the more tension, the more friction you feel, the bigger the blessing and the closer you are to it. And two, the more times in life you have to go through that, the more perseverance you build up, which then just makes you like so much more like powerful. Like you have like a magic power of perseverance, of grit, of resilience, because you're like, no, I've been through this. I've been through similar things. I got through that. I'm going to get through this. It's going to be tough, but I'm going to rely on my faith. I'm going to get through it. And then on the other side, I'm going to be even stronger spiritually and mentally and maybe even physically too. When you persevere and you have times when you really have to rely on your faith, makes you that much stronger. And I get it, right? Like it'd be a lot easier if we just didn't have to be that strong. But think about it this way. If you just got everything, you woke up tomorrow and you got everything that you wanted, you knew exactly what your calling was and everything was going great, and you didn't face another challenge or trial or tribulation the rest of your life. One, you'd probably be really bored. Two, you wouldn't appreciate it as much. And three, like, it just wouldn't mean that much to you. Like, if everything came easily, we're human. We wouldn't appreciate it. We wouldn't learn lessons. We wouldn't grow. Like, you grow through what you go through. So if you don't go through anything, you're not going to grow. Like, easier said than done. So what I will tell you is that just like with anything else, practice makes perfect. You're not going to ever be perfect at this because only God is perfect. Only Jesus is perfect. But think about the first time you went through like a big trial or tribulation. Your faith was like, meh. You got through that and you kind of built up a little. You're like, okay, I could, And then you're going along and something else happens and you build on that. And then, depending on how old you are or, what, God has had in his plan for you, you could have gone through a lot of things. I'm 34. I've been through quite a few things in my life that at the time I was like, God, why me? Like, why do I have to go through this? Like, I don't understand. Like, it's not fair. So-and-so has this. I want a husband. I had a husband. I got divorced. Like, I'm like, I don't get it. Like, why me, right? And then I got through it. And I learned those lessons. And honestly, I would not be the person I am today. I wouldn't be standing in front of this camera if I hadn't gone through the things I had gone through. You feel like, especially during the winter time, right? Like it's darker out sooner. You find yourself reflecting on the goals you had for this year, the goals you have for next year, what you didn't accomplish. Like I think a lot of times we focus a lot on the things we didn't accomplish. And listen, I'm a super ambitious person and I think it's good to be realistic and have that reverence and say like, okay, I didn't do this, I didn't do that. But one, you got to give yourself grace. You're not perfect, okay? I always do my setting powder before my mascara, pro tip. So I use the NYX matte finish setting powder, the only setting powder I'll use. And I have a little fan I use to help dry it. Both linked below on Amazon. They're both from Amazon. I'll link them below. But when it comes to reflecting on the year, yes, be objective. Don't be subjective though. Look at the goals. If you had a list or vision board that you had for this year, check off the ones you got done. Look at the ones you didn't. Say, what could I have done better? What lessons am I going to take? Like everything is a lesson. When you have the faith it till you make it mindset, there really is no such thing as like a failure. One, because you only fail when you quit. And two, if something isn't going the way that you thought, first of all, pray about it. Have faith that God will come through for you and look at it and say, okay, well, maybe instead of getting the thing, maybe this season of life was just about learning gratitude or learning those skills, grit, resilience, whatever it is, to then go into the next season. Okay, not every season is going to end with you getting the thing, but you will get something out of it. And that's how you have to think about it. You really have to harness those thoughts and that mindset, and you have to flip it. Okay, remember, the devil is only going to attack you. You're only going to really feel spiritual warfare when you're on the cusp of something really great. And that's really cool. So as long as you're like, okay, well, you know what? Today was a bad day because tomorrow is probably going to be a great day and the devil didn't want me to get through it. That's how you have to look at it. Side note, this Essence mascara is like $5. It is the best mascara I've ever used. So when it comes to looking ahead for the next year and setting goals, have big dreams, have big goals, but take it to the Lord. right? Say, God, you know, I think that I want to do these things with my business or my career or my family. And I really, you know, I feel like this might be my calling or the things I'm supposed to do. You know, Lord, pray for clarity, pray for sign, for continued resilience and faith, discernment. Instead of praying specifically for, I want this new car, maybe you pray for God to help you work on your laziness sometimes or your lack of action. Maybe you pray for God to give you the resilience and to help you so that you can get to the point of buying the new car. So instead of the faith that you make it mindset is just that. It's about praying for faith and resilience to do the things that you need to do to then accomplish the things you want to accomplish or to have the material things that you want. There's nothing wrong with wanting material things, but it's more than that. Like when you think of material things as a representation of the hard work, the grit, the resilience, the spiritual warfare, all the things that you went through and got through to have those things, one, they mean a lot more and you value them a lot more and you're willing to wait for them more because you know that when you do get them, and you will get them, you have that faith, you know you will get them, it will be even better than you could imagine. But you've got to go through things to grow into the person that has that new car, that has that career, okay? Be realistic with yourself. Today, are you the person that has those things? And if you're not, that's okay. That's actually really cool because you have an opportunity to grow your faith, grow your skills, sharpen that axe, and you've got God right beside you, okay? So I hope this was helpful. I really enjoy doing these little get ready with me's. I love talking about the Faith Until You Make It mindset. If you are interested in getting the Faith Until You Make It merch, I will leave a QR code on the screen or I will link it below. You probably have another week or so, depending on when you're watching this, to get some Christmas gifts. But yeah, do not forget, right? At the end of the day, if you're going through it, you're growing through it. Lean in. Reach out to God. Pray. Get in the Word. Okay? And do not forget, you got to faith it till you make it.
This is healing, then it began.